So with that being said, guys, the first thing that I like to do is find out where are you at with your marketing efforts and what are you hoping to get out of today's session? Are you currently generating leads successfully from Facebook? Are you running into certain challenges? And if so, what are those challenges? Let me know in the chat box there so I know what type of audience we have with us today. Are you successfully generating leads, yes or no? And what have you tried, or what are your challenges, and what do you hope to get out of today's session? Are you looking to get more leads for purchase business? Are you looking to get more refi? Are you looking to network more with real estate agents? What's your primary goals? Okay, perfect. So keep those answers coming over, guys, because as I go through the slides and go through today's session, I'm going to be kind of scrolling through those comments, and that's going to help dictate what direction we go in. And then last request before we get started with the material. The final request is this. Now, you may think this is a little funny, but if you really like the direction that we're going in and the information that we're covering, if you're finding something very beneficial to you or you like what you heard, if you could just type in the chat box in the upper right-hand corner, boom, the word boom, B-O-O-M. And I know that sounds a little goofy, but that's how I gauge, because I only have a few seconds to open and close this question box here because it kind of obscures my screen. So when I see a bunch of booms on the screen, that lets me know you guys are happy with the material, that you feel like you're getting benefit out of it, and that lets me know to keep going in that direction, okay? Perfect. Much appreciated, guys. All right, so let's get started. I have some slides here, but when we get about 10 to 15 minutes into today's session, I'm going to actually exit the slides. We're going to go straight to the web, and like I said, we're going to roll up our sleeves and start making things happen. Okay, so we're going to be demonstrating live how to implement what we're going to be demonstrating here today. So let's talk about Facebook, guys. What I'm seeing already is a lot of comments here from a lot of you guys that are interested in marketing on Facebook, but you're not doing so just yet, or you kind of dabbled in it but haven't gotten results yet. So that tells me that there's a lot of interest there, but we're not quite sure what steps to take. Would that be a fair assessment? See, here's the thing about Facebook, guys. Facebook is obviously, is the massive behemoth of a website that has captured members in the billions. Members in the billions. And it's not just the size of Facebook that makes it so valuable and attractive to us as marketers and loan officers, but it's the fact that the average individual, the average user, is logging in every single week, with a huge percentage of them logging in several times a day, every single day. All right, bare minimum an hour a week. Many of these folks sitting in front of their Facebook for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. And the value of that is each time they log in, that is an opportunity for you to get in front of these folks. Now, I often get individuals saying, well, yeah, but Facebook is used, primarily as a playground. Okay, it's there to kill boredom. So how many people are actually going to make use of this as a buying tool, as a means of shopping or as a means of making purchase decisions? Well, I want to show you guys this chart here. This was a study performed actually earlier this year in May of 2013. And what they're doing here, guys, is take a look at this here at the top, because this is just absolutely fascinating to me. Take a look at this. When they started interviewing or surveying consumers to find out which websites did they find most beneficial. Now, these are consumers in general. Which websites are consumers finding the most helpful in making buying decisions? Look at this. Google search, 49%. Facebook shares, individuals sharing content on Facebook, 48%. So we're neck and neck. Now, Google, as you know, is a very different medium. That's a search engine, right, where we go and we type out, what it is we're looking for. We click that search button, and then we scroll through those results, and hopefully we find what we're looking for. So we would expect that to be top of the list. But to have Facebook, individuals making buy decisions and locating products and services to purchase based off of other friends sharing comments is just absolutely massive. That's ground-breaking, game-changing. This shows just how powerful the social medium is. Okay, and in the rest of this this chart, this is a very, very interesting study. I'm going to put this in a clickable link in the email following up today's webinar, because I strongly recommend any of you guys who doubt the power of Facebook in driving sales, you need to take a look at this study, because this is the most up-to-date, done May of 2013. All right, so it shows that the way people buy and the way people shop has changed just in the past 2-3 years. So what I've done here, guys, is I put together just a quick, a rapid succession of screenshots from some of these studies here. This particular one by Social Media Quick Starter. And what we're showing here, guys, is this is based on the interview of thousands of individuals, thousands of consumers, and what they're trying to find out is how do individuals interact with specifically Facebook fan pages, okay? Because that's what we're going to be talking about in the marketing strategy today, is how to build a massive audience in a very short period of time, and then how to get that audience to like you and know you and trust you and recognize you and interact and engage with you. Because that builds a fan club, that builds an audience, that builds people who are going to share and make those other shares to their friends and family to virally build your following on Facebook. So that way you have a built-in audience whenever you need to boost your closings for the month. But let's take a look at this. Most fans interact with brands primarily through reading the brand's posts and news feed. So what do you do when you log onto Facebook? Well, I know what I do. I usually click to see what are my latest messages, and I'll read any messages that have been sent to me. And then I take a look at my news feed to see what's going on around me, right? That's what most of us do. 77% of consumers read the posts and news feeds offered by their brands. And by brand, they mean the fan page that they like. 77%. How about this? People interact with their favorite brands on Facebook far more than any other social networks. 34% on Facebook compared to 4% on Twitter and only 1% on LinkedIn. Absolutely no comparison. 51% of fans say they're more likely to buy a product once they become a fan. So again, when they click that like button on your Facebook page, 51% of these folks are stating that they're more likely to buy something from that brand or page, so to speak, than before they became fans. Again, very powerful. And then finally, 45% of Facebook users' time is spent in the news feed. The news feed, guys, that's where you're scrolling down and looking at all the activity going on in Facebook with everything that you've liked and all your friends and all your family and all your fans. 45% of their time is spent in the newsfeed. That's reading and scrolling and looking at content. 49% of that time is spent them posting, which is good. You want them to see what you're posting and then turn around and share that. So it's great to see that they're active, but just absolutely staggering to see that 45% of their time on Facebook is spent in their newsfeed. So all of this to say, guys, and we're going to show you what this twist is here in just a moment, but all of this to say that you, as a loan officer, you need your content, your posts, your comments, your information showing up in that news feed more often. You need more people, fans, audience, potential customers. How do we do that? Well, here's the thing, guys, is for most loan officers, I like to show this picture right here, the cockpit of a jet. Well, let me ask you this question. And this is the feedback that I get from loan officers all day long, is that they know they need to be doing stuff on Facebook. They know they need to be marketing. They know they need to be generating leads, but they're not quite sure what to do. So if you were to sit down at the cockpit of a jet, would you even think about taxiing off that runway and taking off in the air until you knew what every single one of these dials meant and you knew how to operate this machine? Of course not. It's ludicrous to suggest otherwise, right? Well, in the same way, oftentimes we get that paralysis feeling when it comes to Facebook. Again, we're excited about the opportunity, but it's like, well, what do I do first? What does this mean? What does this button do? How many people do I need on my fan page? How do I activate ads? How do I get more likes? So instead of doing anything, or instead of doing anything other than dabbling, we just kind of sit there and we don't make much progress. The average loan officer's fan page that I've seen, this is just based on these aren't official stats, it's just based on my experience of looking at several hundred of them, the average seems to be far fewer than even 50 fans. Usually somewhere in that teen, like 15, 16, 17, maybe 25, 30 range. And even then, a portion of those are friends and family. So how are we going to get business from that, right? Well, here's the answer, guys. We're just about 5 minutes away from the twist and the unveiling of this strategy. But first, I want you guys to understand that there's 5 unbreakable rules of content on Facebook, and we want to start changing the way that we look at Facebook. See, a lot of us as loan officers, we look at this and we say, well, I need to be professional, and I need to talk about mortgages, I need to talk about interest rates, and I need to talk about, what's going on in the world of mortgage loans. But the problem is that breaks rule number 1 on Facebook, right? When we start talking about mortgages over and over again, we're breaking this rule right here. Because people don't care, right? I mean, they care when they're getting their loan. That's when they actually care. But prior to that and after that, what happens? They're not going to be coming back to your Facebook page. Wow, I can't believe rates are doing this, and this ARM is available, and this and that. And oh, wow, look at the rule changes on the USDA. It's not happening. They're not sharing it with their friends and family. No, we have to be entertaining because we have to understand the mindset of individuals that go to Facebook. It's, again, we go there as a playland. We go there as a playground. We go there to have fun and connect with friends and family, complain about politics, right? That's what we're at Facebook for, to click like on cat pictures and share them and share funny videos. So rule number 1 on Facebook is that you must be entertaining, and that sounds counterproductive in the world of mortgages because we go, well, how can I be entertaining and still sell home loans, still capture leads? Well, we'll show you how here in just a moment. Number 2 is you must be consistent. Dabbling doesn't cut it, guys. In the world of social media, dabbling does not cut it. This up and down roller coaster ride, it doesn't work. With the algorithm that Facebook uses to decide how often and where to show your news feed or to show your content in your fans' news feeds, when you lose consistency, you lose Facebook's trust, because Facebook is trusting that your content's going to be good and people like it, so they share it. When you're not consistent, that share level goes way down, right? Specifically from Facebook's algorithm. You must adhere to the 90-10 rule. Rule number 3. The 90-10 rule is this, guys. 90% of your content needs to be either informative, helpful, or entertaining, and only 10% sales. I challenge you, go out and specifically look for other mortgage companies and loan officers' Facebook pages and tell me if you find them intriguing and engaging. No, usually what you find is it's 100% sales messages, right? It's like, oh, there's never been a better time to refinance your home loan. Do you think that makes people want to visit it more often or less often? Normally they put you on ignore or even click the spam button, which that's kind of the death knell to your or the death toll to your Facebook fan page. Your content must be easy to share, rule number 4. And rule number 5, your content must be image-based more often than not. Again, that does not mean all of your content needs to be images, but more often than not. Why? Well, images, guys, get shared exponentially higher percentage rate than text-based imagery or text-based Facebook posts. And we'll talk about that in just a moment, but we're ready to unveil the marketing plan here right now. So give me just a moment to erase these little scribblings on the page, and then we're going to talk about the, first of all, the basic strategy, kind of the overhead view, and then we're going to do the step-by-step, okay? So I'm going to give you guys kind of a bird's eye view of what you're going to be doing. Then we're going to go live to the web and actually do this step-by-step, okay? All right. So first of all, guys, we're going to create a Facebook page. Duh, right? Kind of basic. But we're not just going to create a Facebook page. We're going to create 2 separate Facebook pages. That's mistake number one for most loan officers, is they have a single fan page, and that fan page is kind of the whipping horse for, boom, sales message, boom, sales message, boom, sales message. We want to get away from that, and we're going to utilize the power and the viral nature of Facebook and the very mindset of why people are there to build a huge following very, very rapidly. We're going to do that by setting up one of our Facebook pages as a funnel, as a net, as a fishing pole. In other words, instead of branding it as Chad Weber, St. Louis Mortgages, or St. Louis Home Loans, instead I'm going to set up my first page as my funnel, and it's going to be I love St. Louis, Missouri, or I love Chicago, I love Atlanta. Where do I live? Where do I want to originate in? Well, that's what my Facebook page is going to be. See, there's a couple things going on subconsciously with folks when they're on Facebook that we need to tap into. Number one, people love clicking like. People also love sports, their home teams. There's loyalty there. People love where they live oftentimes. Not all the time, but oftentimes. Or at least they love certain things about it. People love to eat. People love to find out about entertaining events and concerts and restaurants opening. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to make a fan page all about our hometown. And we're going to grow our fan base by posting special events coming up in St. Louis. Oh, here's a new restaurant that just opened, and they claim to have the best pizza in St. Louis. Have you guys tried it yet? Yes or no? What are your thoughts? Are they better than this other former favorite? Oh, wow, I just saw the St. Louis Cardinals. Boy, they absolutely sucked last night. What do you guys think of the game? See, what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to tap into that viral nature because people love to talk about things going on around them that are relevant to them. So why fight it? Instead, we tap into the power, what's already happening, what we already know works. And by building our fan base, we can grow into the thousands and even tens of thousands of followers. But all along, we're also branding ourselves because I'm also going to connect my professional profile to that page. They're going to see that I am Chad Weber, loan officer for St. Louis Mortgage Loans. And they're going to see a clickable link that leads back to my website. And I'm going to sprinkle in and share some cool pictures of homes that just hit the market from time to time and funnel them into my secondary page to capture them as a lead. But first, I got to build my fan base. And I can't do that by being boring, right? If I'm a snooze fest and putting them to sleep, then what's the point of being on Facebook? See, what we're doing, guys, is, again, we're building that rapport. They're knowing us. They're liking us. They're trusting us. But the real beauty of it is what's driving this. I'm going to show you that, guys, in just a moment. But ultimately, what I want you guys to start thinking about is thinking about building a giant funnel. How can you capture the biggest group of people that are local in your area? Because that's one of the beautiful things. Yes, mortgage loans is kind of a boring industry to the average person, but the big advantage to doing mortgage loans is that darn near everyone, not everybody, but most, at some point in time are going to need your services. And I want to be remembered. I want to be in front of them when they need my services. I want to be able to keep sprinkling my sales messages in a couple of times a week so that when they get to that point, I'm there. And they've been hanging around my page for so long, I become kind of the no-brainer, hey, well, I already know this guy, the obvious choice. So let's go ahead and let's do it right now. Let's go ahead and let's go to Facebook. Let's leave these slides. We're going to go to Facebook. Give me just a moment here, folks. I'm going to go to Facebook, and here we go. We'll start showing up in just a moment. All right, so guys, when you're ready to build your Facebook page, what do? Well, there's a special link that you go to, right? Click on it right now. And here we go. That link is facebook.com/pages/create. That's right up here. facebook.com/pages/create. Okay, everybody got that? I will, if you're having trouble remembering that link, you can just go to Google and just type out Facebook fan page, and it'll be one of the first things to pop up, okay? But the first thing that we're presented with is Facebook says, okay, you want to create a page, that's fine. And remember, guys, you can build more than one. After last week's webinar, some of the participants went out and they absolutely just started crushing it with multiple pages and getting hundreds, and we even have one get about 400 fans his first week, and he was targeting 3 separate cities because he does business in multiple areas. But again, you can target whatever area you like. Okay, that's entirely up to you. If you want to create more than one Facebook page, that's fine. But first, we need to know what type of a page are we going to set up. Is it going to be a local business or place, a company, organization, or institution, brand, or product? I say no to all of those. I'm going to cause or community because that's what we're going after, right? It's part of the community. So what I want to do is create my name. What is my Facebook page going to be called? So I might name it, I love Atlanta. Now, again, guys, please don't take this as a reference that you have to name it this. You don't have to name it I love Atlanta or I love Chicago or whatever city or state or whatever it is you want to target. That's entirely up to you. But I do recommend targeting a city. If you want to go after smaller areas than city, that's fine. But my recommendation is to go after city because that's what people tend to identify themselves with. When we're talking sports teams, the St. Louis Cardinals, St. Louis Rams, and so forth, what do people get passionate about and argue about online and talk about online and discuss? That's what we want to go after. Okay, so going after cities tends to be easier. You're going to get just far quicker flow of likes and new fans and followers in a very short period of time. Okay, but again, it's up to you what you want to name it, but I'm going for I love Atlanta. So I agree to Facebook page's terms, and I'm going to click to get started. Okay, so now Facebook's going to bring me to this page here, and this is my setup page, and it's going to ask me to add a description and website to improve the ranking of your page in search. Okay, that's fine. So I'm kind of kissing butt here, aren't I? Look at this. So this page is dedicated to the wonderful city of Atlanta and the amazing people who live there. All right. If you live in Atlanta, you're going to click like on that, right? Why wouldn't you? Bottom line is we need to tell them just a little bit, just a brief line or description or explanation of what this page is about. Now, I do have the opportunity to also enter in my website. Boom. First big link back to my primary website, and I might even link back to my primary mortgage Facebook page and make a mention of the fact that I am a loan officer and that I provide mortgage financing and so forth. Hey, I'm the administrator of this page. I just so happen to work for blah blah blah. But you're not going to get a big rush of traffic from that, but you will get some. All right, it's a trickle-down effect. You will get some clicks on it, so why not put it there? Because it takes you 10 seconds to type it, and that could be delivering nice click-throughs for the rest of the time period you have this page active. So we might as well put an active link to our website and just kind of fill out the description page here a bit more. But again, this page is dedicated to the wonderful city of whatever your city is and the amazing people who live there. You can make any variation of that you want, but I've just found that to work well for me. All right. So now I'm going to put my website in here. And I can add more than one link here. See that, guys? Add another site. You can put multiple links here if you like, right? Now it's going to ask, is I Love Atlanta a real organization, cause, or event? Now I'm going to put no here because, yes, this is a real page, but they're asking, is this, some legal entity, as in an organization? No, this is not an organization or a cause or a charity or anything of that nature. It's not an event that people attend. So I'm clicking no there. And I'm going to click to save information. Oh, looks like I had a typo in my website there. There we go. Let me fix that real quick. And there we go. So now what they're going to ask me to do is, hey, now that you got your page, Let's go ahead and set up a profile image. Now, what is a profile image, guys? I'm sure we're already aware of that, but just in case, let's go ahead and open up some of my pages. I run about 24 different Facebook pages, by the way, so I got a lot of them. All right, so if I click here, this right here is my profile picture for my Facebook page. So this is what we want to create, a new one for your brand new page. So the way I do that, guys, is I'm going to do this very, very simply, but I got to caution you guys right here. This is very important, so please pay very close attention to this one, guys. All right, I just don't want you guys getting into trouble. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Google, and I'm going to type out Atlanta. I'm going to do a search. And now I'm going to click on images right up here. You see that right there, this little tab? That's what I'm going to do. Click on images. All right, so now I see all these beautiful, beautiful photos of the city of Atlanta, but we're not done yet. I can't just come in here and snag any old picture that I like, right? Even though it's on Google Images, all of these images have some sort of or most of them have some sort of a copyright assigned to them. So instead of just coming over here and just grabbing what I like, I'm going to come over here to the right-hand side of the screen. You see where we got this little gear-looking icon? I'm going to click there, and I'm going to click select the Advanced Search tab. Okay, so Advanced Search tab. And that brings me to this page here, Advanced Image Search. And I'm just going to scroll all the way down to the bottom where it says Usage Rights on the left-hand side of the screen. And I'm going to click this drop down. Right now it says not filtered by license. So what that means is that Google isn't telling me, hey, Chad, you can use any of these pictures you want. No, it's not filtered at all. They're just saying, hey, here's a bunch of pictures of Atlanta, and that's it. So I'm not cool with that because I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to trample all over somebody else's rights, somebody else's work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this drop-down box, and I'm going to select free to use or share, even commercially. And I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to click the blue Advanced Search button again. So now what I've told Google is please only show me images that I can legally use or share even if even if it's on a commercial basis, because some licenses say, hey, you can use and share this, but if you're a business, that's a no-no. They don't want their works being used in other people's advertising. So that's why I chose the option that said even commercially. Okay, so now I know I'm legal. All right, so I've done my due diligence here now, so I can scroll through and find some great looking pictures here. I'm kind of liking this one right here. This is very identifiable, right? Great. So I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to save this picture. So now I've saved that picture to my computer. So now I can come back to my Facebook page where Facebook is asking me, would you like to upload from your computer? So now all I have to do is click that upload from computer button. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do a search on my computer for, go to my pictures folder first. Okay. And I just saved it as Atlanta, right? There it is. So now I'm going to upload it. Now let's see if Facebook has a problem with it. Maybe it's too large. Maybe it's the wrong dimensions. We don't know yet. I double clicked on it. Let's give them a moment. Says it's almost done. There we go. Now I see it showing up right here. See that? Now, what I might do, guys, before I take this step, I might actually go in and open this picture in Microsoft Paint or something along those lines, and I'll add some text to it, like the words, I love Atlanta. But right now, just in the name of getting this done quickly, I'm just uploading it, the raw photo as is. I'm not making any changes to it. But just so you know, I do recommend adding some text to it because people will start to see that in their news feed, and when they're searching Facebook, they'll see those words, I love St. Louis, or I love Atlanta, and they'll pick up on that. So I'm going to click the next button. I'm going to skip this step here because this isn't going to be a permanent page for me, but I'm done. I'm done, at least for the time being. My page is live. It's active now. Okay, see, here it is. I love Atlanta. This page is dedicated to the wonderful city of Atlanta. Here's my cool little profile picture. But I have some things that I need to do. I still have some work to do before I can start building my audience and marketing to these folks, right? For one, I need a cover image. Now, cover image, guys, just like what I have here. You see this right here? Serious Marketing Solutions for the Serious Loan Officer. See this cover image? That's what I need to build. And that could be intimidating if you've never built an image before, but I'm going to show you guys a free tool that's going to help you out with that very, very quickly. Okay, so write this down. If you're following along, taking notes, head on over to timelinecoverbanner.com. timelinecoverbanner.com. All right, this is a free site. Free. So I can click this green button down here that says click to choose your background. All right, cool. So I clicked there, and now I see all these different background images here, but none of these are really suitable for my purposes, right? None of these look like Atlanta. I got a Halloween one here. I got what looks like a dead forest over there, grass here. I don't like any of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at this navigation here on the left. Let me see if I can find anything that I like. Here we go, business. I might as well click on business, right? So here we go. So these are a little better. So now this is obviously a city. If I really want, I can go in and snag some more pictures from Google if I have to. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and snag this city picture right here. And when I hover my cursor over it, it says personal cover maker or fan page cover maker. Well, I'm going to do a fan page. So I'm going to click that green button. And what's going to happen is they're going to load the editor now. So it's at this stage, if I want to swap out this image for a Atlanta specific image, which I do recommend, by the way, then I'll go back over to Google Images, insert my filter again, advanced search, and then find a good, nice, large panoramic image of Atlanta so that people obviously recognize it as Atlanta, and then upload it. But right here, guys, I can do everything that I need to do to customize my page. So let's just pretend that this is a picture of the city of Atlanta right now. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to skip this little black font, and I'm going to go for the orange font instead. The reason being is this is stylized font. This is just smaller plain text. So I'm going to click this button right here, and it's a little window pops up and says insert text. So I type out I love Atlanta. I'm going to keep the drop shadow, and I can change my font. I'm going to change it to chunk. I can change my text color if I need to. And then add text. So this is a drag and drop editor. So all I have to do is just click on it, and I can move this, and I can even shrink down this font. See, I got my text size editor right here. I can change my colors and my background. I can remove the shadow effect if I need to. But right now, I'm perfectly fine with this, okay, because this is just for demonstration purposes. But if I want to add things like text boxes and images and change colors, I have all of these different editors over here on the left-hand side of the screen. You see that, guys? So I can come back in and I can clear this and start all over if I messed it up. But it's a very easy to use editor. And it's designed specifically for Facebook fan page covers, and it's free. So why not? I can even come in and change my contrast. See this? If I want to make it more stylized, maybe make it a little dark. Maybe I don't like that bunny blue sky. Change my brightness, my saturation. So I can add a little blue hue to it if I want. Background hue there too, for the background instead of the white area or white space. But bottom line is I can do what I want, or if I don't want their photo, I can upload my background right here. See that option? I can upload, insert pictures, so smaller pictures that'll sit on top of the background, or just completely swap out the background completely. But if I'm happy with it, if I'm happy with the changes that I've made now, then I can save. I click this button right here to save my timeline cover, right? So we're going to click that button now. So I've clicked it. I want to save that to my pictures folder. So I'm going to name it Atlanta Background. I'm going to click Save. And that'll take about 5 to 10 seconds. It's done exporting it. So now I can go back to my Facebook page, and this is the final step. Now all I have to do is go back to my Facebook page and click the button right here, add a cover. See that? I didn't have to mess around with pixels and size ranges. I didn't have to do any of that. All I did was go to this free website, create a cover, export it, and I'm done. That's pretty cool, right? I mean, you can have all of this done, guys, in about 5 to 10 minutes tops. Where else are you going to get that kind of return on your time investment? Right? So at this stage, it's this option right here, guys. Add a cover, and you can choose from existing photos that you've uploaded to Facebook or upload photo directly from your computer. And that's where you're going to upload your new timeline cover. So before I move on, I just want to kind of put the brakes on right now and find out if you guys have any questions. Does this make sense to you guys thus far? All right, does this, yes or no? Let's start getting some two-way conversation. What are your thoughts thus far? Do you guys see the value? Do you see that you can build an audience quicker, much quicker this way than trying to talk to them about mortgage loans and interest rates? Okay, I got about 10 booms right there. I got a boom in all caps. I got a great and a boom. I got a boom dash boom. That's a new one. There we go. All right, so now we haven't even gotten into the marketing stage just yet. Right now, we're just really talking about the very basics. Okay. So there we go. Here's somebody just brought up my Kansas City page already has 364 pages, while my mortgage website only has 53. So there we go. Somebody's already started their Kansas City project. There we go. Okay, so I do see some questions coming over. All right, and that's just since Saturday. They set up their Kansas City page. Awesome. So I'm assuming that's the same comment. Awesome. Congratulations. 364 fans since Saturday. What are we, Tuesday? All right, so is there a limit to how many of these we can build? No, there is not. If you want to set up multiple, like I said, I have 24. I actually have more than 24 Facebook pages that I manage. Multiple profiles, multiple Facebook pages. So if you want to go after various areas and maybe test the waters a little bit, you can. Also, something I want to throw out there, guys, is Facebook, once you get your 25 fans or 25 likes, you can go in and customize. You can go into your options and start to customize your page. All right? So, oops, let's go back to this. And what I mean by that is we have these little options right here at the top of the page. It says Edit Page. So it's in here that I can go and set up, for example, my custom link. Facebook allows you to set up a custom link. For example, my Loan Officer Marketing Lab page, what's my link? Well, originally it was facebook.com/?1579321 !! It was like 40, 50 characters long and just complete gibberish. I don't want to tell people, hey, go find me on Facebook by typing out facebook.com/?!53. No, that's crap. No, I want to give them a true permalink. So you can set up your Facebook permalink. And this, for example, facebook.com/Loan Officer Marketing Lab. That's a permalink. That's easy to remember. I want you to do the same for yours. However, what you're going to find is that oftentimes the permalink facebook.com/I love Atlanta or I love St. Louis is not going to be available. Somebody's probably already taken it. All right? Somebody's already taken it. So what you're going to need to do instead is maybe put some dashes in there. I-love St. Louis or I-love Atlanta, or just make it, St. Louis fan, Atlanta fan, Chicago fan. Just you can name your page whatever you want, but the permalink can be shorter or different. It's up to you. Something else I'd like to point out for those wondering if this truly works, you have Groupon and Living Social, and you have these massive, companies out there selling to tens and even hundreds of millions of people that have set up pages like this as well. And we've seen them rapidly go from nothing, earlier this year all the way to 15, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 plus fans. All right, and they're not even really actively pushing it. They're pushing it virally instead of really actively pushing the pages. So what would it do for you to have 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people in your local city tracking and hanging onto your every post and engaging with you and learning who you are? We'll talk about that in just a moment, but I want you guys to be aware that you have this tab right here at the top, edit page. This is where you can go and change your settings. So see, I clicked here to edit my settings. Right now, who can view my page? Can people tag each other? Blah, blah, blah. Do I want to filter out profanity? Do I want to moderate and block posts? I have all of those roles that I can change. Or I can update my page info right here. All right. For example, we were talking about the permalink. It's right here under page address. You see this right here? Enter a Facebook web address. So if I want to change that, it says right here that your page needs at least 25 fans to have a web address. So I need to get my first 25 fans or likes before I can start changing my Facebook page. All right. Here's my description. I have a short description and a long description. If they click to get more information about me, link back to my website, Mortgage Marketing Hacks and Loan Officer Marketing Lab, my official page, and then here's my Facebook ID. So just remember, guys, you access this by clicking on the tab at the upper right of your page. See that with my admin panel. All right, and of course, make sure that you complete the process of adding your cover image. Now, before we start marketing the page, let's talk about a couple of other things that we're going to want to do. Oh, and I see some questions about the replay. Yes, there will indeed be a replay. And yes, you can do it for a state as well. I can't speak as to the effectiveness of targeting an entire state because I've not done it and I don't want to pretend to have done it. So, everything that I've done has been city-based. But yes, if that's something that you want to, put to the test, then just, understand that there may be some little tweaks that you need to make from targeting a city. All right, so I can't speak as to the effectiveness of that. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to start making posts on my page. Before I start asking for fans and trying to get fans and followers, now what I need to do is start making posts. So the big question is, well, what are we going to post about? What are we going to talk about? Well, let's go back to our slides here. This is right where we had left off with our slide talking about the sales cycle. Right now you're at the awareness stage, okay, of your sales funnel. Is you're wanting to build an audience, build a fan base to make people aware that you even exist, okay? And we do that through engagement. And over time, we build massive amounts of interest, and we're leveraging our time by building interest with people by the thousands instead of onesies, twosies. That's the power of social media. And when the timing is right and they're in the market for our business, that's when you see the desire and action phases. Or we can even help accelerate and push them to those phases quicker than they normally would, but we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about the posts. Now, you guys heard me say that images are important. Why? Why do I want you posting the majority of your posts with images? Well, first of all, 90% of all information delivered to our brains is visual in nature. We're visual creatures. Think about it. If somebody says, hey, let's think back to maybe you're single, or maybe let's think back to your single days. Somebody said, hey, you want to go on a blind date? What's the first thing what do they look like? Right? We don't say, hey, what do they sound like? What do they smell like? No, we want to know what they look like, right? We're visual creatures. The human brain processes visual information 60,000 times faster than it does text. So the quickest and the shortest path to someone taking an action is not to send them a book, not to send them text, but to send them a picture. 60,000 times faster. This is scientific in nature, guys, that we can influence and persuade people much faster through visual imagery than we can through just plain vanilla text. Now, some people like to read text, and that's fine. But we're going to combine text and imagery at the same time. And the way we do that, guys, is through our posts, and we're getting to that here in just a moment. But just one more thing I want to share with you, and that's this most recent study performed here, guys. Look at this. Look at the sharing content on Facebook. 2% links, 3% text-based statuses, 2% video, 93% photos. That tells you something. How are people engaging on Facebook? We don't have to guess. They're telling us, hey, we like photos. 93%. You can't argue with that, right? Instead, Let's utilize it. Let's leverage it. So the types of posts that I like to do on a city page here are the types of posts that I've gotten the most traction from. And one of my Facebook pages, over 30,000 fans in 5 months targeting a single city. This wasn't the whole state. This wasn't the whole country. This was just a single city. Here's how I did it. Number one is opinion-based posts, guys. Opinion-based posts. Pop culture. So what we do is we find things going on and, take a look at the news. What are they talking about? What's being shared on my news feed? What are people talking about? Movies, television shows, food, restaurants, music. So I don't give my opinions and make a statement because a statement is kind of hard to engage with unless somebody's just going to either agree with you or argue with you. But opinions tend to invite more opinions, okay, specifically when we're asking for them. So, hey, guys, that thing that just happened last night, what do you think about that? The best song released in 2013 thus far. What is it? There you go. That'll get people talking. What's your favorite television series of all time? What's your favorite sci-fi television series? What's your favorite sitcom of all time? What's your favorite movie? What's the scariest movie of all time? See, we start asking them questions that are pop culture related. But we also like to ask questions that are local. So let's make it relevant to the city. So, hey guys, I was just reading in the Riverfront Times yesterday that the best burger in St. Louis is made by such and such restaurant. What do you think of that? By the Smokehouse over in Chesterfield. Do you know anyone that makes a better burger? Or better pizza? Better sushi? Better steak? Take your pick. The best concert that came to St. Louis in 2013. I think it was this. What do you think? Trivia, also, people like to demonstrate their knowledge. People like to show off, and sometimes they'll go and just research the answer using Wikipedia or Google, but I like to ask them questions, and I like to ask them goofy questions. But what I mean by goofy is, how much does the St. Louis Arch weigh? I'll go and look it up online first. But then I'll ask them and see who else knows. And people just start throwing guesses out there and guesses out there. And I'll give them an answer in about an hour or two, but I'll let it simmer. And all that activity start taking place on my fan page. And people start asking their friends and tagging their friends to see if they know. Next thing you know, I posted a question and I picked up an extra 100 fans. And I didn't spend a penny. Shareable images with calls to action. I'll show you some of those in just a moment, but shareable images. I'm sure I don't need to describe that to you too much because you've probably seen them all over your news feed, right? Shareable images that people forward. They tend to be, either inspirational or funny or humorous. Strange but true facts. How much does the Earth weigh? What's the biggest star in the universe? How much water is there on the entire planet? How much chocolate do we eat in pounds every single second? Funny or strange but true facts. Stories of people overcoming incredible odds. Inspirational quotes and inspirational stories. Those get just eaten up left and right. I can post a single one and get 1,000 shares fairly easily if I have a couple thousand fans. And statistically speaking, at least 10 to 20% of those people that it were shared with are going to come back and view your page and most likely click like on it as well. So you earn new fans, guys, through great content. Links. Now, I get a lot of people that argue with me here that sharing links on your fan page is a good idea. And they go, oh, well, that's crazy, Chad. Why would you want to give people links to other people's websites? Why do I want to do that? Well, if I have confidence that, first of all, every time I post, I'm going to keep showing up in that person's news feed. So it's not like sending an email or making a phone call that you have a one-time shot. That's the beauty of Facebook and doing what we're describing here, is they're going to see you again and again and again and again. So it builds credibility and reciprocity when you share usable or useful or humorous links, because it shows that you're not being selfish and just trying to keep them all there on your page. I find that I get a lot more clicks and a lot more loyalty from my followers when I'm brave enough to share links to other stuff. Because now they associate you with finding cool stuff for them. They keep coming back to your page. You're a resource. Does that make sense? So I know that this sounds like a lot of work, okay, but we'll talk about ways to massively cut down on this. All right, but I just want to make sure that that there's no questions before I proceed here, guys. This is your opportunity to get your questions answered. All right, so if there's any questions on content sharing thus far, but I do want to throw a couple caveats out there. Number one, when you're sharing photos, guys, don't just share a clickable link and then let Facebook grab the photo. Instead, what you want to do is insert photos to get the best bang for your buck. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's go back to Facebook. So I'm going to go back to Facebook. And let me find an example of this. Okay. For example, right here. Okay, see how this takes up the full 403 pixel width? It's because that was inserted into this post. Now this one was inserted as well, but the picture, I didn't size it properly. Oh, let me go back. But at the same time, that wasn't my goal there. But this is what happens when you link to something and let Facebook grab the image. You get a tiny little icon here. This, when it shows up in your newsfeed, doesn't get nearly as much attention as something like this does, right? Look at the size of this. You want to take up as much real estate on Facebook as humanly possible. And the way we do that is by inserting our posts. So when I come up here at the top, I'm not just going to type out a link. I'm going to click insert a photo or video, and I'm going to upload, right? That's where you're going to get the best bang for your buck. And the best width so that nothing gets cut off, but you're using as much real estate as possible, is 403 pixels. If you're wondering how to size that in advance, you can go to, let's see if I got Paint open here. So yes, you just go to Microsoft Paint. I'm just opening that up here. Now, I'm not sure what version of Paint you're using. Let's go ahead and open that, and I'll just show you guys something here really quick. All right, so here's Microsoft Paint, and when I have an image open that I want to paste into Facebook, I can click on Resize, and by default it shows percentage, 100 by 100%. But if I click this little tab over here, it shows me in pixels how large this image is. So I can change it. That horizontal needs to be 403 pixels so that nothing gets cut off. All right, but I'm using as much real estate as Facebook gives me. So again, that's just Microsoft Paint. And there's online programs too, guys, that you can use that'll allow you to resize, okay, based off of pixels. But Microsoft Paint's something that you can access right away. And again, that's 403 pixels in width that you want your images. All right. Awesome. So let's take a look here at what else are we going to do. So we're talking about posts. Now, your posts, guys, are really going to be only as strong as your schedule is. Now, first of all, Facebook does allow you, and you have tons of software out there that allows you to put your posts on timers. So for those of you thinking, wow, this is going to take up a ton of my time, you can do all of it in a single day without having to worry about it. In fact, I recommend it that way, guys, because your day gets busy. Your week gets busy. You intend to go back and make your posts, but you don't. It happens to me all the time because my day gets busy. My week gets busy. I get busy being me, right? So it's the timing that's going to either make or break what you're doing. So there's 3 time periods throughout the day, and this is a lot like Craigslist. If you're at the 30 Days to 100 Leads webinar series last month, Facebook is very similar in that you typically have 3 busy times that you want to be making your posts, because what happens when you make a post? Well, if somebody's liked your fan page, it's going to pop up in that little window in the lower left-hand corner, letting them know that you just made a post and showing a little preview for a couple seconds. And then it'll show up in their upper right-hand corner, letting them know that they have a post to check out. Right? If they've interacted with it in any way, shape, or form. Or it's going to show up in their news feed if they haven't interacted with it yet. But you want it to show up at the top of their news feed. So you need to make that post at the proper time. So what I like to do is I track. With your fan page, Facebook allows you to track your statistics and see how many people each day are, engaging with you and all this fun stuff. It's what they call insights. So based on my own insights, what I learned was that early morning is a good time to post, but it can't be too early. If I post anything before 8 a.m., it's just dead. It's absolutely dead. I get no traction on it. So I have to post somewhere around 9 o'clock to maybe 9:30ish if I want to get any traction on my posts. But it's also day dependent. If I do that on a Saturday or Sunday, it'll be dead again. I can't post until about 11:30 or 12 o'clock on Saturdays and Sundays. I can still get wonderful interactivity with folks on the weekends, but it has to be later in the day. So during the week, early but not too early. So around 9:30 to 10 o'clock, and I'm usually getting pretty good engagement at that point. And then early afternoon, about, if I post around 12 o'clock noon, I get nothing. It's crickets. But if I post around 1 o'clock to 1:30, I get good traction. And then same thing with my evenings, is I can't post it too early in the evening because people are in their cars, stuck in traffic, or eating dinner. But if I post around 8 o'clock to 8:30ish, or some cases even 9 o'clock, I can get some pretty darn good traction, especially around that 9 o'clock when it's on a Wednesday or Thursday. But this is me, and I'm targeting business to business here. You're targeting business to consumer. So you really need to pay attention to when you're making these posts. So multiple times a day, I post twice a day. Twice a day. And the way I do that is I pre-schedule, and I just log in, and I make all my posts and put it on a timer and say, okay, Monday at this time, make this post. Tuesday at this time, make this post. Wednesday at this time, make this post. And what that means is it frees up the whole rest of my week so I don't have to sit in front of Facebook. But I'm also having fun making these posts because I'm talking about fun stuff and cool stuff, asking funny questions, sharing funny pictures, getting people's opinions. I'm not being boring. So I'm actually having a pretty good time. So it doesn't even feel like work to me, all right, being on Facebook, because I'm on Facebook for fun anyways. But on top of your posts, guys, the other variable that you have is you have to interact with your audience. You must. And what I mean by that is when they make a post, I need to comment. I need to tag them. I need to thank them for their feedback. Right? Are we doing that? Are we interacting with them? So, for example, if I come down here and I see some of these comments being made, let's go down. I'm just going to go down one here. There's a lot of them. So I see Logan here. I need to tag Logan because when I tag somebody, their name shows up as a clickable link. And what does Facebook do? Facebook sends a notice to that individual and says, hey, you were just tagged in a comment, or somebody just responded to you, blah, blah, blah. Go back. So what I'm doing is I'm getting them to come back again and again. So I ask a lot of questions, and I do a lot of thank yous. So I'll come in here and I'll thank you. And if it doesn't pick up the tag automatically, then, well, this time it did. I can just put the @ sign, right? So now I know that Logan's going to get a message from me. He's going to come back here and check out my post again. And that's how you get more people engaged, is you tag them, you thank them, and you even ask them questions about some of their opinions and comments. And again, what that's doing is getting them used to using your page for entertainment, for discussion, and engaging. They get curious. They scroll up at the top of the page and start clicking on your links, on your links right here at the top of your page. Or you can set up tabs right here underneath your cover banner. You can set up these tabs by clicking this little arrow icon that's pointing down. You see where I clicked here? And I can add links and calls to action to other stuff on my page and say, hey guys, to click here to view, the most amazing homes for sale in the St. Louis area. So what I'm doing, again, is I'm entertaining them 90% of the time, and I'm adding some sort of a call to action or sales message only 10% of the time. I've found that usually if I make more than 2 commercial posts in a week, my results start to suffer. So that's where the 90-10 rule kind of originated from. Again, this is my personal experience, guys. But again, over 24 fan pages, and whenever I get too commercial, my results suffer. The people leave the page, or they click spam, or whatever. They're not coming back. kind of turn them off there. So I keep them soft. And when I do have some sort of a sales pitch, it's usually something along the lines of sharing a beautiful home for sale and maybe a link to a landing page where individuals can search for homes for sale that's set up on my site or on one of my realtor partner sites. I'll get properties from my realtors and say, hey, let me help you get some more exposure. And I'll send it out and go, hey, guys, we've been having an awesome time this week, talking about this and talking about pizza, talking about sports, talking about this. But I'd really appreciate if you know anyone that's searching for a home or moving into this wonderful city of ours in St. Louis, please send them this link. And what you'll find is people will do it. Not everybody, but you'll be surprised when you start seeing people sharing the picture. And next thing you know, you're capturing referrals. As long as you don't abuse the page with too many sales messages, people will help you out. And they start sharing and it goes viral. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to market. Or maybe I'll do a first-time home buyer teleseminar and I'll announce it on my page. Or a zero or low down payment. Hey, just so you know, I'm sure most of you guys already live in St. Louis, but do you have any friends or relatives or anyone that you'd like to see move to this wonderful city of ours? Well, if so, as you know, I am a loan officer. I work for such and such mortgages, and I'm doing a first-time home buyer teleseminar this week, Friday, such and such time. Please share this link and share this information with anyone that you know that might be in the market or might be looking to move into St. Louis. But can you see how that makes much more sense to approach these people from this angle rather than, hey, there's never been a better time to refi or buy a home. Or, hey, interest rates are at such and such. No, that's going to get ignored. Okay, so Chad, how long does it, or does it matter how quickly you respond to the comments? Not necessarily, but it does, yes and no. I hate to sound so vague or contradictory, but let me explain. In some cases it does, other cases it doesn't. When there's a really deep conversation going, I want to respond boom, 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 because I don't want them to forget about what they said. Because sometimes I'll get, a little tag at the upper right-hand corner about, somebody just commented on a post I made 2 weeks ago. I forget what I was talking about. I'm not going to go back and join in that conversation again and restart, most likely. So I like to make it pretty quick. But there are instances where, it's maybe just a slow trickle of a conversation. I'll usually wait about a day because what I want is those people, maybe they're busy right now, they haven't come back. I'll start tagging them and responding a day later and get them to come back. After maybe they're, they kind of forgot about it. And, oh, yeah, I was just talking about that just yesterday. Well, not enough time has passed for them to have forgotten, so maybe the interest is still there. So I'll start tagging and whatnot. But it just kind of keeps that page going. So I'll kind of use my own best judgment for those particular conversations. Okay? Awesome questions here, guys. So what else do we do? Events and content. Your funnel needs to plug special events. Now, here's the cool thing, guys, is you can actually recruit other people with super popular Facebook pages by tagging special events. Like if I find a band, a really popular band that has 10, 20, 30,000 fans that's popular here in St. Louis or Missouri, and I find out they're coming to St. Louis, I will tag them. I'll post a picture of their band and of their event, and I'll say, hey, guys, just so you know, this really awesome band is coming to St. Louis, and I've seen them play, blah, 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 whatever. If I've seen them play, I'll mention that. If not, then, obviously I'm not going to lie about it. But I'll state whatever I can about them, whatever I know about them, or even go look up some information. But what's going to happen is they're going to see that you plugged them. And I'll maybe send a message over to the administrator for their page and see if they'll plug my page as well and say, hey, guys, I just, plugged your event over here at I Love St. Louis. Could you do the same for me? And next thing you know, I'm getting plugged by this super popular band with 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 fans. And I'm showing up on their page, and they're kind of endorsing my page. So I'll do this with other local businesses, especially restaurants that I frequent a lot. So the St. Louis Kitchen Sink is one of them. And one of my pages, I went and I plugged them, and I sent their page administrator and said, hey, guys, I love and I eat there all the time. You guys rock. Do you think you guys could do the same for me? And about 70, 80% of the time they do. Now do you see how you can rapidly build your page? And we haven't even spent a dime yet, not even a penny. So plug special events, but when you do, contact those other pages, page owners, and remind them and let them know that you plugged them and see if they'll do the same for you. It's just a quick message. Just send their page administrator a message right here on Facebook. It's easy to do. All right, so let me show you guys another super fast way when you absolutely, positively must get fans right now. Check this out. Here's what I do. All right, so I head into my Facebook advertising tab. Right, so I'm right here. Boom. So I'm advertising on Facebook. So guys, if you have not seen your advertising tab, let's go to it right now. So when I go to my home page, I got it right here. Here you are. So that's your Facebook advertising. You want to click to open that. What I'm going to do is click to set up a new ad. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually set up my page, like for example, I Love St. Louis, as my destination. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run ads right here in Facebook targeting individuals that are in St. Louis, obviously. And I'm just going to run advertisements that say, click like if you love St. Louis. Or I might even post, sponsor a post, promote a particular post on my page. But for right now, when I have a minimum amount of posts, I'm just going to run a quick little ad, and I'm going to show the St. Louis Arch on it and put a little heart next to it and say, click like if you love St. Louis. So I'm going to change what my ad says right here. Oh. Darn it. There we go. Yeah, my page is just kind of broken here right now. As you can see, it's kind of hovering over what I'm trying to type. But basically what I typed is love St. Louis, click like if you love St. Louis. I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to choose and tell Facebook to show this ad to anyone that lives in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm going to include cities within about a 10-mile radius. So I'm going to target 800,000 people. I could bump this up to a 25-mile radius. Now I'm targeting 1.1 million people. But now I'm going to filter out age because I want to target individuals that are more likely to be in the market for a home soon. All right, so I'm going to filter this down. I've cut it down to 700,000 by filtering out. I'm targeting 25 to 58. And if I want to, I can go along here and add more targets. But at the end of the day, folks, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run these ads and I'm going to get super cheap clicks. Very, very cheap clicks, because the way Facebook works is, oh, there we go. The more popular the ad, the lower your cost, because they're going to make more money because it's so popular, it's getting clicked a lot. So they're going to lower your price. So I could start out bidding at, around 30, 35 cents a click, but I could drop that all the way down to about 10, 11 cents a click. So I'm going to bid right now I'm going to bump my bid up, because you usually don't pay your bidding price after about the first 4 or 5 clicks. I'm going to tell Facebook to run my ad, and I'm going to spend, I can just even do something as small as $5 a day. And I'll run the ad for maybe 2 or 3 days. And I'll grab 150, 200 fans in about 2 days, spending about $10. And I can set this up in a matter of minutes. All we did was we head on over to the Facebook ads. And again, guys, the way you get to that is right here. When you're on your home page, see where your news feed is? Right here on Facebook. When you're logged into your own profile, you come over here to the right-hand side to click on your ads or to create an ad. See that right here? So that's how you get to the page that I'm on now. And I'll set up a page. I'd swap this image out. I'm sure as heck not going to advertise that image. Facebook just grabbed that. automatically. So I would come in here and I would grab a picture of the St. Louis Arch, and maybe customize it with putting a little heart on it or something like that. That's the image that I'm going to run. So very cheap and very quick way to get a whole lot of likes in a very short period of time. And you're targeting such a huge group of people, it's hard to fail at this. It's very hard to fail. But what we're doing is we're boosting. We're boosting our fans so quickly. So we can even go back to the realtors and say, hey, look, I just set up this new page and I'm already up to 500 followers and I just set it up a week and a half ago. They're going, wow, how the heck did you do that? Because look at most realtors fan pages. They're lucky to have 50, 60 fans as well. Some of them are doing great. Most of them are not. So if you want to bring value to the table and say, hey, listen, if we can sit down and chat, I'd be happy to, maybe once or twice a week help you get more exposure to some of your pages, right? See how that works? We're setting ourselves up and positioning ourselves so that we bring value. We're demonstrating, wow, this person knows what they're doing. So ultimately, the way the sales funnel works, again, is don't forget we're talking about 2 pages here. You still have your primary mortgage, professional page that you're going to set up with helpful and usable information. But what you're going to do is whenever you make posts that are of a marketing nature on your city page, you're going to try to funnel them back to your professional page, or at least your blog or WordPress site or whatever it is that you're using to capture leads. Because what you want to do is start turning these people into emails. You want to start capturing their email address so you can start drip feeding, schedule an appointment. And I limit myself to 1, maybe 2 promotions total for the week. Don't violate this, please. I'll just tell you right now, the people just don't like it. That's not what they're at Facebook for. They're okay with the occasional promoting, but if they feel like you're getting too salesy, they will abandon your page in droves. It's not fun. I've learned that the hard way. So limit the amount of promotions. So here's your posting schedule, guys. Best results equals 2 posts per day, every day, if you can. So that means you need to be posting about 60 times a month. And I know that sounds like a pain in the butt. But I'm going to show you guys something here. All right, here's what we're doing. This is a special offer that we've set up for individuals that want it done for them, because I've been looking through the comments here, and I'm going to get to more of these questions here in just a moment, guys. All right. I've been looking at the comments, and it seems like time is a big deal. I never have time to do this. I never have time to do that. I want to do this, but I don't have time for it. So what we've done is we've created what I call the Facebook Content Club. And what that means is your first month, guys, I've set up 60 done-for-you posts already, and a huge majority of those are images, just as we mentioned, with strange but true facts, funny comments, did you know questions, trivia, just all sorts of facts, questions, and very, very engaging content. Let me show you guys some of the examples here. I'm just going to show you some of the qualities of the types of images that we've created. So here we go. Take a guess without cheating or looking up the answer. How much does planet Earth weigh? Type your best guess below. Come back for the answer shortly. Oh, and pass this on to your friends as well. Click like if you think planet Earth is quote unquote heavy. Okay. Now, during testing, these types of images typically got hundreds and hundreds of shares. But we also have, here's another one that you just can't help but look at. Every second Americans consume this amount of chocolate. A, 10 pounds. B, 100 pounds. C, 1,000 pounds. Take your best guess and share it below. We've already done all the due diligence to make sure that all the imagery that's used is legal. All right, so you don't have to go in and redo all your searching to make sure you're not going to get in trouble for the imagery. In some cases where we couldn't find any good images, we actually designed our own. All right, but again, we give you the answers to these questions as well. So what do you guys think? Every second, let's see what you guys think. Every second in America, every second in America, how much chocolate do we eat? There we go. So I'm getting 1,000 pounds, 10 pounds, 1,000 pounds, 10. There we go, 100 pounds. You got it, 100 pounds. Now think about it, though. That's every second. We're not talking minute or hour. We're talking every single second. So just think about what that means just in the past hour. in the past hour. How many seconds in an hour? It's nuts when you think about 100 pounds every second. But these are the types of things that people just live for on Facebook. Here you go. The largest known star in the universe, a hypergiant, estimated 2,100 times larger than our own sun. It would take light nearly 8 hours to travel its circumference, keeping in mind that light circles the Earth 7 times in just a single second. It's insane. Think about the size of that. These are the types of things you need to be doing to engage people, but they're not all just images. We give you text-based posts and questions and opinions, and we even give you local style questions. And by that I mean we're not looking up your individual city and saying we'll talk about this event, but we'll actually form the entire post for you and then just a blank. So mention a favorite restaurant here, or mention this or that. So that way you have direction. So the bottom line is, guys, your entire month of posting is already been taken care of. You don't have to hire a graphics artist. You don't have to become a graphics artist. You don't have to go and create these things. It's already done for you. And if you're wondering, if this strategy works, of what we're teaching, I actually took some snapshots, actually just yesterday, from our Facebook group, the future top producers mortgage marketing group on Facebook. And here's some of the comments taking place. Here's somebody, Mr. Steve, woke up to over 200 likes on my Facebook page that I set up just last week. 2 realtors that I'm making videos for and who've already sent me leads over the weekend. This week I'm creating a new video to send out to realtors. So basically he's talking about what he's already accomplished, but 200 new fans on his Facebook page, and he just set it up late last week. Not bad. You can see the time and date stamp right here. That was 11/12 yesterday that comment was made on the Facebook page. And as we just go through here, we can start seeing all these comments being made from individuals who were on last week's webinar. So I just got 56 new fans my first day. And I can just keep going on. So that's Michael. Here's another one. I got 109 likes in less than 24 hours, and he spent $12 to do it. So this gentleman actually activated the ads as we described. But here's what you guys get. Here's a look at the members area for your content. So image pack, so you click the giant green button, boom, there you go, all your images for the entire month. And then we break down additional sub-content packs. So you can kind of go through and cherry pick. Do you want something that's thought-provoking questions? Do you want local questions and comments? Do you want strange holidays? Do you want posts about credit and finance? So we even give you, professional posts as well, so it's not all just entertainment. And, as I mentioned, you could see we got inspiration and famous quotes. Now, we actually took a bunch of silhouettes and created this cool chart here showing the size, comparative size of the tallest building in the world compared to the pyramids in Egypt and some of the other well-known structures. This is very high-quality content, guys. But on top of that, what we've thrown in there, because we talked about, hey, you're going to need more than one Facebook page, 47 done-for-you Facebook covers. So cover images. So this one here, you see, you got this computer, laptop screen. You can insert an image. Here you can insert your own photo and tagline. There's 47 to choose from, and we're actually probably adding about another 20 next week. So we keep our people very, very busy. But on top of this, what we're also doing is last week the Facebook Content Club was going for $67, and that took care of you for the entire month. But I decided this week, here's what we're going to do. We're taking all of that content and we're putting it into and combining it with the Loan Officer Marketing Lab content. So instead of paying $67 for just a bunch of Facebook content and that's it, you're going to get the Facebook Content Club 90 days of content, not 30 days, 90 days of content, and access to the Loan Officer Marketing Lab, all of our members' content in archives, professionally designed infographics. We're throwing in 23 additional bonus famous quote images, 63 additional quotes about finance and success and health and wealth, how to leverage infographics into more sales mini guide, and then additional training, 3 videos on how to get 7 sources to continue creating ongoing content very, very quickly. So solutions where you can launch content very rapidly, literally in about a quarter of the time that it would take if you were doing it from scratch. And we're going to give you those sources. And all of that, guys, 99 bucks. Okay. Now, disclaimer, Loan Officer Marketing Lab is a monthly site. Okay. So if you decide you want to remain after that first month, if you love this content, then you can keep going, guys, for $99 a month, but there's no contract. You can cancel at any time. So if you just want to join and say, hey, I want to get access to all this training and all these other really cool tools, which here's examples of what we've already covered. In the past 2 months, we've done the Craigslist training, our Craigslist Mastermind, how to funnel over 100 leads per week from Craigslist. We did the secret YouTube technique that delivers hundreds of people monthly to your website. In this month, we're going to take what we just taught you today. This Friday, we have a mastermind live training call similar to this, but much, much deeper. And we're going to show you how, starting from scratch, how to do everything from creating your image ads on Facebook to funneling them to squeeze pages to capturing 10, 15, 20 leads in 1 to 2 weeks from Facebook. This is a Facebook strategy that just will blow you out of the water when you see it. And that takes place this Friday for anybody that joins us today. It's loanofficermarketinglab.com. I'm going to put that in the chat box in the upper right-hand corner. Okay, I'm going to give you a clickable link. And I see some questions coming over, so I will get to you guys. Don't worry. I just wanted to make sure while everyone was still here to give you this update, because this is one heck of a deal, guys. If your time is worth even a buck or $2 an hour, this is just one of those no-brainers, because you would spend to have this done for you easily $700 to $1,000 to have all this content created for you, not to mention all the training. You have hours and hours of the Craigslist training, replays and archives. Same thing with the YouTube strategy, which blows realtors out of the water when they see it. They want to practically throw leads at you. And then the Facebook technique. We're going to take what we've taught today and take it to a second level and a third level and show you, wow, Facebook can literally become one of the most reliable sources of leads you've ever used. So you throw all that in for 99 bucks. Even if you're going to cancel after that first month, it's worth going to loanofficermarketinglab.com, guys. All right. Okay, almost done here. Then I'm getting to these questions. And then just some more individuals talking about on our Facebook page, the Craigslist strategy, for example, 32 posts, 11 listings, 2 leads for an agent. 1 didn't have a lender, so I'm already working with that one. This week I got 6 more listings and a new agent on board. I mean, you can see Roger over here is crushing it. Brandon over here, 24 hits to my squeeze page, 5 who've given me their information, so 5 leads captured, and I've already made contact with 2 and have an appointment scheduled for tomorrow. I mean, people, these are real world results. You can see I just snagged a screenshot right from our Facebook page of what these loan officers are experiencing by implementing these strategies. Here's the members area. When you log in, you see you have the video, YouTube, and SEO training module. You just simply click there. Here's your Craigslist training module. Click there. Here's the Facebook training module, which starts this Friday, so that unlocks this Friday. And you get all that extra content and done-for-you images and posts. Hard to beat. Very, very hard to beat. So here's everything you get, guys. 90 days. The next 3 months, all your content done for you. That's huge. Just the time and research and image creation that you save, so you can focus on building your fan page instead of constantly trying to create stuff. Just focus on building it and getting your fans and getting more leads. The trial and error that's saved from this and the wasted time, that's worth 10 times what we're asking right here, okay? Because this is how you grow your business, is every time you leverage something, what you're doing is you're boosting your own capacity to perform, right? Because otherwise, what's that, 60, 120, 180 posts to create, assuming 5 minutes each times 180, how much time would you be spending on that? That's assuming you're quick. Even a professional, it usually takes 5 to 10 minutes per post to research and create. The mastermind sessions and archives, Craigslist, Facebook, and video YouTube. Bonus content, right? Live mastermind calls, so you'll have access to 2 additional live mastermind calls. That's members only. These are not free calls. These are calls that only you and other paying members will have access to, and that includes our assistance when you have questions and concerns. These are live interactive sessions. All right, so 99 bucks, loanofficermarketinglab.com. I see about 1, 2, 3, 4. So I see 9 of you have already joined. I strongly recommend, guys, I'm only keeping this special offer open for the next 24 hours, so snag it ASAP. All right, let's take a look at some of these questions coming over here. I see some questions about some of the things that we've already covered. Let's see. No, it's not separate. It's not separate, guys. This will all be incorporated for you. And yes, for those of you asking if this was recorded today, that is correct. Okay, can realtors use this content as well? Yes, real estate agents, anyone with a fan page. Because content, again, is in general needs to be entertaining and intriguing and interactive. All right. Yes, for those of you asking about one-on-ones, I do one-on-one coaching, yes, but I just got to warn you guys, it's not cheap. I mean, it's not overly expensive either, but it's not cheap. But we will do one-on-one, and we will help you get everything rolling and show you some things, some incredible things that you could do with Facebook. For example, how many of you guys are aware of the fact that you can take and target with Facebook ads based off of your email list? Anybody that you've had as a lead or even a past client in the past, did you know that Facebook allows you to target them and show ads just to people in your database? Imagine that. Start thinking about how you can leverage this tool. There's just so much, so much there that most people don't know about Facebook yet, and that's why we're doing the mastermind session. So 99 bucks to get the done for you content and learn how to do this, guys, is insane. All right? So we will show you how to do that this Friday, how to target past clients and individuals. So imagine a picture of you showing up to your past clients. Hey, remember me? It's about that time. There's just so many cool things you can do. And the same thing with realtors. So the same thing with realtors, guys. You could target realtors. You could target past clients. You can target just past leads. If you've bought leads in the past, such as trigger leads or hot transfers or anything, take that data and let's funnel it over to Facebook and start targeting those folks so that you didn't waste your money. You know, turn those individuals into new and fresh leads. They're going to see you every time they log in. That's the power of this. Yes, this recording will be available in about 24 to 48 hours. I can't guarantee that it will be available tomorrow, but I'm going to do my darndest to have a link out to you guys by tomorrow. Okay? All right, and if you guys are current lab members or Mortgage Marketing Hacks members, send me an email, cweber@averagejoelo.com. Again, that's cweber@averagejoelo.com. Here we go. A light bulb just went off for me. What about doing a local sports team? So that's actually a great idea. So I don't see your name of who just posted that, but that is a great idea. And in fact, if you go to Facebook and you start searching for terms such as I love St. Louis or I love whatever your city is, you will find that. That is something that works. So Charles, so that's a great suggestion that local sports teams and getting individuals engaged by talking about that sort of thing and maybe even posting some pictures, as long as they're legal pictures, on your timeline image, on your timeline cover image. Put a picture of the St. Louis Cardinals on there or something, or St. Louis Rams. When people see that, they're going to click like. Sports, I mean, I'm not, and people think I'm weird, I'm not a huge sports fan, but I sure as heck know how to leverage it, and I know that darn near everybody else is. Everybody wants to talk about sports. So what do? Well, I'm going to keep up to date with what's going on, and I'm going to post that in my pages. It gets them to come back, and that's what you care about. Because every time they come back, they start scrolling through the posts, even if they weren't there when you made your marketing post. If they start scrolling through your older posts, they're going to stumble across it. And all it takes is somebody to be thinking about buying a home at this moment, because again, remember, 70, 80, 90% of the population at some point or another are going to need your services. Right? So there you go. The 90-day offer, again, if you guys take me up on today's offer, your content isn't just 30 days, it's 90 days. That's huge. So you're going to have content for your next 90 days of posting. So let me remove that big obstacle because it's time. We end up wearing so many hats, trying to do so much. It just becomes unworkable that we spread ourselves too thin. So that's why we created this offer is, look, I have professional graphics artists on staff right here that put these things together and researchers and assistants that help research this stuff. So leverage me. Let me do that for you. If you want to hire somebody personally to create your next 90 days of content, it's going to cost you a whole heck of a lot more than 99 bucks. Plan to spend a minimum of $1,000. If you don't believe me, go to Google and check it out. All right? So that's it. So 99 bucks, join the lab. You can stick around as long as you want. If you need to cancel before then, that's fine. My recommendation, guys, is when you see what you're going to learn and the quality of material that we teach a lot of the things that other people don't. I'm sure you'll agree that a lot of what you see out there is incomplete information. We like to come in and just start filling in those gaps and showing you how to really make these tools work, because there's more than enough people out there that need your services for you to be doing double-digit closings every single month, even in the tough cities. We see individuals doing six-figure and even seven-figure incomes, but you got to build a good, solid base to your marketing, and that's what Loan Officer Marketing Lab is all about. So all you got to do is click on loanofficermarketinglab.com, and what you're going to see when you go there is you click on the button underneath. It's right underneath. Let me show you. It's right underneath that video player. Right here. So you just click that orange button, get started now, and all that content will start flowing in within 24 hours. Now, you'll have instant access to our archives and training, and you'll be able to get scheduled for this Friday's mastermind, where we're going to show you how to use the Facebook advertising platform to generate leads. But by tomorrow, you won't even have to wait till Friday. All that content will start flowing in. Images and posts and downloadable PDFs. Just copy and paste the comments that you want, and you're good to go. Cherry pick. So all you got to do is click on that orange button, get started now, and we'll take care of the rest. Okay? Awesome, awesome. Let's see. I'm seeing lots and lots of questions coming over here. Let's see. Okay, guys, keep in mind, I'm seeing some questions. If this is 90 days, then why is it monthly? Loan Officer Marketing Lab is not 90 days. Loan Officer Marketing Lab is an ongoing mastermind training. So, we've had members since 2005 that are still members. All right, never cancel their membership, because we keep new, fresh content going every single month. And this is more than just Facebook. This is a mastermind session. Last month we covered Craigslist marketing. The month before that we did YouTube and how to generate leads using YouTube and video marketing. This month we're doing Facebook. Next month we're going to do websites and squeeze pages and landing pages. The month after that we're going to do email marketing and list segmentation and how to boost your closings by 37 to 40% or more just by sending emails. So that's what this is it's a monthly mastermind. The Content Club is something that was originally just a one-time $67 for 30 days of done-for-you content. We put it on a supercharger and said, well, what if we give them, instead of 30 days of content, we give them 90 days of content. Instead of charging $67, we just roll it into 99 bucks, and they can join the lab and get access to the lab plus 90 days of content. All right? So that's basically everything explained. So hopefully that makes more sense for you now. Let's see. All right, I work at a bank. Are there any compliance issues that stand out with using Facebook? When it comes to banks, guys, and oftentimes, because I run into this question a lot, okay, because we know that a lot of banks are very, very protective of, we don't want our logo being used, make sure you have the proper disclaimers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what I tell a lot of folks to do is, when you're setting up an unbranded, this is what we call a stealth page, meaning you're not really branding it as your bank. You're not using your bank's logo. You're just using this to engage people and then funnel them over to the appropriate pages. So banks really don't have a problem when, you just make a post that, hey, first-time homebuyer webinar over here, or, hey, click here to download, some helpful tips on how to get the best deal when shopping for a home loan and so forth, and link back to their pages, their company sponsored pages. So all you're doing is capturing traffic and then funneling it where you want it to go. So as long as you want to make sure that you talk to your bank and that, you're not violating, any of their rules. But, when it comes to something like this is so low key, no logos, nothing. It's just posts, engagement, I love St. Louis, and then funnel them to the appropriate pages. So any lead captured is being captured on a company-sponsored page. That's oftentimes what most folks do. Or if they have a personal blog and they just set up a mini lead form or landing page on their blog or WordPress site. There's a lot of ways to capture those leads, and keep the banks very, very happy. All right. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through here, guys. Let's see. Will the next webinar focus on how to transfer these city pages connections over to a business page for leads? Yes, that's exactly right, Chris. What we're going to be doing on our next training this Friday is we're going to be going very deep into the Facebook advertising platform. All right. So we're actually going to be logging into, when you saw me talking about this little ad campaign, let me click on it now. There's about 3 different ways to make use of the ad campaigns. Okay, I showed you guys one way today, but I'm going to show you additional methods of making use of this feature right here. Okay, so all the pages that I manage, you see right in here, well, some of them, actually not nowhere near all of them, but I'm going to show you guys how to turn these into a bunch of likes and a bunch of actual leads coming straight through. Okay, so we'll be going over that this Friday as well. And keep the questions coming, guys. I'm getting to them as quickly as I can. How do I see this seminar again? I'm going to send out an email, guys. I'll send out an email within the next 24 to 48 hours with a link. As soon as I get it converted over, you'll be able to come back and watch it. When it comes to funneling, I see a lot of questions on how do we get them from my website, my city page to my mortgage website. Well, that's all done through the links within your Facebook pages themselves. Watch this. Let's go back to Facebook. Let me show you guys how it works. Okay, let me go to my loan officer project. So let's say that I'm making a post here about let's say a realtor's property, for example, and let's say that there's a mini site or a lead capture page for that property set up and I'm working with the realtor. Well, then I'm just going to post, hey guys, know anyone looking to move to St. Louis? So I'd make a little post here, but I'm just going to put a clickable link, and I'm going to upload a picture of the property and a link to that page. Now that page can be anything that I want. Remember, this is your page, so you can link to whatever you want. It's the same thing if I'm doing a first-time homebuyer teleseminar, or maybe I want to share hey, here's 5 myths about credit that everyone needs to know. But I'm going to post the first myth here, but then I'll post, to finish reading the other 5, click here, and I'll put a link, and that link will lead back to either my mortgage Facebook page, or I can make that link something on my home page, my home website. That's how we start funneling leads out of this new page. It's all about the linking. When you're putting those photos in there, when you're putting, this content in here, you want to link back to the pages where you can capture leads. So that could be your mortgage page, that could be a WordPress website, a landing page, squeeze page, whatever you like, a 1003 mini app. But just make sure that we don't overly promote. I only do that once or twice a week. All right. Okay. This is separate. This is separate from Mortgage Marketing Hacks, guys. So yeah, this is completely separate. This is Loan Officer Marketing Lab. All right, so can I include hyperlinks? Okay. Yes, the hyperlinks are just right here. So once you type it right there, you see how Facebook comes along and they grab it. So now I can even choose what picture I want, or I can upload a separate picture. But you can see here that Facebook inserted a clickable link right here that will be made with my post. Plus this link up here will be clickable just like right here. When I made a post just a couple days ago about this webinar, if they click here, you'll be brought to a redirect to my primary website and my blog. So that's all clickable, guys. Definitely. Let me show you guys, since you guys are still here, let me show you something else really cool. I think you guys are going to love this. Watch this. Here's something that we're going to be doing for this month's mastermind for Loan Officer Marketing Lab. And to recreate this would be ridiculous. Easily about $1,000 to recreate if somebody's doing this as unique content. If you guys are familiar with infographics, here's an infographic that we made of a kind of a mortgage real estate related infographic, but still intriguing. Whoop, I expanded way too much. This is expandable, but not up to 50 feet. Okay, so this is an infographic that I had made up. We made this up in-house. Homes in America, cool facts you probably don't know yet. Population in America, 310,781,751 people in America. There's a baby born every 7 seconds. That's 12,342 newborns every day. So then we start talking about what does that mean to homes? You know, obviously population explosion. How many homes are there in America? Well, according to the most recent census data, there's 129,969,653 housing units in America today. So we start talking about what that means. Well, if we were to put all of those homes together into one big house, that would be 8,391 square mile home. That would be one house as big as the states of Delaware, Rhode Island, and Connecticut combined. And we just start going down and telling the story of homes and, you know, what's the value of all of these homes? Well, it's not in the billions. Yes, it's in the trillions of dollars, over $24 trillion worth of homes in America. Well, how big is even just 1 trillion? Well, if you were to pilot a jet at the speed of sound, unrolling dollar bills, single $1 bills behind you, it would take 14 years of nonstop flying, rolling out single dollar bills behind you to unroll $1 trillion. That's how big $1 trillion is. So now multiply that by 24. So what we're doing is we're taking what would be a boring topic and we're making it intriguing and interesting. These are infographics, and that's one of the things that we're going to be providing with the monthly masterminds this week is you get access to the infographic. So, and we design these occasionally, and we like to make this content available in the Loan Officer Marketing Lab. All right. So, yeah, and I see the, okay, yeah, and if you guys have any additional questions, please please email me. I put the clickable link in the upper right-hand bar, loanofficermarketinglab.com. But if I missed your question, or if you have questions about the lab or joining or whatnot, send me a message, cweber@averagejoelo.com. Again, that's cweber@averagejoelo.com. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so let's see, the 90-day. I'm just scrolling through the questions, guys, so haven't disappeared. Audio still works. Yes, in the call to action post, I do see a lot of questions about calls to action. Again, twice a week on those. Twice a week is what I strongly recommend, and try to find a way to work those calls to action into your city. You know, so like for example, you know, when I was giving the example above, you know, hey, you know, do you know anybody that might be looking to move into St. Louis? So if you just come out of left field, completely unrelated, you're not going to get nearly as good of a response if you find a way to work it into the topics, you know, at hand. And obviously a page about St. Louis or Chicago or Atlanta, we want to add those comments to the calls to action. But we'll be talking about calls to action this Friday during the mastermind as well. But in the meantime, you know, what can you use as calls to action? I love teleseminars and webinars. Teleseminars and webinars work great, 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 great. Strongly recommend that you do them. If you've never done one before, just so you know, you can get a teleseminar bridge completely free. Just go to Google, and teleseminar bridge, again, is completely free. Just Google free teleseminar, and you'll see there's like 4 or 5 different, I think freeteleconference.com or something like that, but there'll be a bunch of them pop up, and they're free. And you can host up to anywhere from 100 to 1,000 people on a teleseminar. They're great ways to interact with individuals and capture leads when people register for those, because they don't have to leave their house, so you're going to get better attendance. But outside of that, free information, mini guides, e-guides, free reports, myths. Another call to action is to dispel myths. 5 common myths about buying a home, or here's the real truth about buying versus renting. Click here. Those are the types of calls to action that you want to be using with your new page. And then again, when they click on it to get that information, just make sure that it goes to either your primary mortgage page or website. Yeah, Charles, that is cweber@averagejoelo.com. If you guys email me today, I'll definitely get back to you. I've got another 2.5 hours in, so I'll be spending that time answering questions and getting back with everybody. But again, we're down to, let's see, 22 hours left on the promotion. So yeah, loanofficermarketinglab.com or cweber@averagejoelo.com if you have questions. And guys, I'm just so glad you're able to join us today. I hope you've seen value from this strategy. It's definitely a different strategy, I'm sure, from what most people are teaching, but it works. And I've been using this for years in many different niche markets. There's a lot of markets out there. And the one thing that holds true is the bigger audience you have, the better, especially when you can focus and target them based off of geography, right? When you know they all live local right within your area. And you could do that on Facebook. Very powerful. But this is a true asset for you to have an instant audience to talk to people when you have something to sell. A true asset. So build your audience, and it can be built into the thousands very, very rapidly. All right. So again, guys, cweber@averagejoelo.com, loanofficermarketinglab.com. Hope you guys, if nothing else, take action on what you learned. All right. Make it a great day, guys. Thanks for joining us. Bye now.